All right. Good evening. Officially, welcome to our 2026 Scouts BSA Summer Camp Pre-Camp Leader Meeting for Camp Gamble, part of SBRF Scout Ranch and the Greater St. Louis Area Council. Happy to have you all with us tonight. My name is Matt Kaufman, and I'll be kind of leading things tonight. I'm the camping director for our summer camp program for the council, as well as serve as the ranch director there at SBRF. A couple reminders for you. If you have questions for us as we go throughout, just type them into that Q&A box, and we will be happy to answer as many as we can. And then as we go throughout and get to the end of the meeting, if there's still time and people have other questions, you can submit those and we'll cover those as well. Joining us tonight are our camp director for 2026 and program director. I'll let them introduce themselves right now, if you would, guys.
Hello, I'm Brian Ranney. I am the camp director at Camp Gamble this summer. This will be my fourth year as an old guy coming back. I was program director the past 3 summers. Maybe you met me then. Otherwise, I worked 5 years as a teenager when I was young and cool like Adam. Adam, take it away.
Yeah, my name's Adam Wilson. I'm the program director. I've been working for like the past 7 summers. So 2 summers ago, if you came to the office at all, you probably interacted with me. But excited to meet you if I have not met you yet.
All right. Brian, Adam, thank you. Excited to have them both on board as the leadership for Camp Gamble this year. They've got a great staff lined out and working on getting everyone prepared and ready to greet you all come June and July. You can see on the screen, you've got some just contact information if you need that. You can take a screen grab of it, take a picture, whatever works for you. Mine and Brian's information is also in the leader guide, so you can reach out to us if other questions come up outside of tonight. Never hesitate to reach out. We're happy to answer any and all of your questions so that you are, again, as prepared as can be for our summer camp program. Next up, the QR code that you will see there on the screen will take you to that registration page for Camp Gamble 2026. There you'll find a variety of resources, including the Camp Leader Guide, the Program Guide, class catalog, any of those kind of things. You'll see the what we call the campsite matrix that shows who's on what campsite each week and roughly how many people are currently signed up. All of that information kind of lives there on that attachments page, and we will include additional things on that page as we get a little closer if we need to upload them. Actually, added just earlier today was the menu for 2026 that Brian and Adam didn't even know was done and ready to go. So I just got them this morning, so they went online. So you can view those all at that registration page under that attachments section that is pictured on the screen. So always like to point out where resources live so that you can hopefully find them all, share them out with any other leaders or parents that might need that information. As we talk resources, the next one I just want to direct everyone to is our camp resources menu that lives on almost every page, every camping page that we have on our council website. That QR code will take you to stlbsa.org/camps. And as you scroll down near the bottom of that page is where this menu lives. On that, you'll find a lot of helpful forms and resources. You'll see medical forms listed, the campership application for those in the Greater St. Louis Area Council who wish to apply for financial assistance. That lives there. Special dietary request form that we'll talk about a little bit more in depth. A refund request form lives there, how to take people off of your reservation if you've added too many spots, etc. So again, a good spot to bookmark and have handy so that you have all of that information there at a quick glance when you do need it. We also have flyers on the right-hand side for all of our different summer programs that are happening this year on the Scouts BSA side. So utilize that resource menu as often and as much as you need to as you prepare for camp. Some key dates that we want to talk about and remind everyone of. One is coming up in just a couple of weeks now, our April 15th early bird savings day for all of the youth members who are attending camp. The adult fee doesn't change no matter when you pay, but the youth fee, if they pay in full on or before that April 15th, they receive a $30 discount off the rate. So you'll find that information in the leader guide, but we want to definitely remind you of that time that deadline that's coming up. The April 15th, that early bird price that relates to any of the regular scouts attending camp. If you have someone that has joined camp um, from February 1st or after February 1st, basically, there is a registration type called New Scout. Register them as that type, and they will get that early bird rate no matter when they make their final payment. We don't want to penalize those just crossing over or brand new to the program, so they get that early bird discount pretty much no matter when they sign up. May 15th is when the campership applications are due. So if you have scouts and families in financial need where they may need some assistance to attend camp, have them apply for that campership. We in 2025 provided over $120,000 in camperships across our council. We don't want that financial burden to be a reason that someone doesn't get to attend camp. So encourage you if you have families with that need, have them apply for that campership and make sure they get that in by May 15th. There's also in your unit registration, there'll be a spot where they can check a box under their registration that they are applying for a campership, and it will deduct right then as a temporary hold half of their fee until that fully is processed. And then if there is any balance still due, they can take care of that. Final youth payments, and actually any final payment, we want to have all the class fees, any adult fees, all of the youth payments, everything taken care of by May 31st. Um, the price for those regular youth spots will go up again June 1st, so ensure that you've got that deadline on hand to make sure that they are all paid on or before that May 31st deadline as well. I see we've had a couple questions come in, and we'll cover those for sure. I just don't want you to think we're ignoring you. We'll get to those when we talk more camp specific and program opportunities as we get throughout the meeting tonight. You will find the full refund policy in the leader guide for summer camp. It's also when you register, there's a spot that you have agreed to it, all of that. A couple notes for refunds that I wanted to make just tonight for everyone's knowledge. If after we pass that April 15th deadline, if you still have youth spots on your registration that have not been populated with a name, so they're basically unassigned spots that just are sitting there, no payment, no name, we're going to clear those off the registration. You can still add back if you have someone to add back on, but it helps us to get a better understanding of the actual numbers. And that way, if you had additional spots sitting there that you didn't weren't able to take off, we'll do that and kind of have a clean slate so that we can see the numbers more realistically where they're going to land come summertime. So just know after that date, those if they're unassigned, no name assigned, they'll come off. Again, you can add spots back on with no problem. Refund requests must be made at least 30 days prior to the opening of camp unless they meet the extenuating circumstances that are found in that full policy. Things like sickness, mandatory school or work things. There's a few other things there that are spelled out well in the policy. I do want to note that is 30 days prior to the opening of camp, not to your week of camp. So that may vary for you. If you're not attending until one of the July weeks, that's going to be a little bit further out than what you might think. So just pay attention to those deadlines. And then a 10% processing fee will apply to any and all refunds, just to cover basic processing fees, et cetera, that come along with moving all that money around. After May 31st, only 75% of that fee is eligible for a refund, and that is simply because we've already been spending money for all of those spots that we have coming to camp come that time. So 75% eligible after that time. The QR code there is just a direct link to the refund request form. Again, that's on that resources menu if you do need it. All right, moving on. If I can find my mouse. All right, there we go. I always have to do a shameless plug when we have leader meetings for summer camp, and just to make sure that you're aware of the opportunity. Our 2026 camp T-shirts are available to pre-order until April 27th. So if you have a certain size that you know you definitely want to get, you can do that pre-order online now. You can choose to have that shipped to you once the shirts come in, or you can have it picked up at camp when you arrive. So you'll just tell us which camp to pick it up at, and they'll be there ready for you to grab when you arrive at camp. These are all available on gatewaytraders.org. You can maybe catch on that we're celebrating a little bit of the 250th anniversary of our country this year with the shirt colors and designs. Um, just again, when you go online to order these, if you haven't already, and make sure that you select the correct pickup location. You don't want to mark Rhodes France Scout Reservation or the Central Illinois Service Center and then go to camp at SBARF at Gamble and be 3 hours away from your shirts. So make sure you're careful when you're checking out and selecting the right pickup location. All right, enough salesmanship, I promise. Few steps for you all to take between now and summer camp starting. Again, making sure that those numbers in your registration are as accurate as possible. You can add spots anytime. So if you know you have some secured that you just haven't gone in and added yet, go ahead and add those spots. Or you can request deletions. Again, you can't just delete a spot off of your registration. That's what that form on the resources menu is for. You'll fill that out, and our support staff will take care of doing that for you. Add names to all of those spots, youth and adult spots. Assign the names to them. If you know that someone's coming, make sure their name is on that list. You can register your adults. So that's going to be any full-time or part-time leaders that are coming. Make sure that they are on there so that, again, we're well prepared for them, for the numbers arriving once summer camp gets here. Make sure your scouts are signing up for classes, and a lot already have, but want to always encourage them to keep an eye on that. And you can change those almost up until the time you arrive at camp, and then even then, we can still change it during check-in if you have changes that you need to make. And then lastly on this page, submit dietary needs. So our food service staff can accommodate most medical, so allergies, medical needs, and religious needs for the food service or from the food service. What we can't meet are personal preferences and lifestyle choices. We can do vegan and vegetarian, but beyond that, we're just not equipped to be able to do, I'm doing paleo this week or one of the other 20 kind of diets that I don't understand that are out there. So just know that that form is very specific for those needs that they just cannot do other food. So we have to meet that for those allergies, religious exceptions, etc. So that form, make sure that they fill that out in its entirety. If it's something that is so restrictive or our food service staff does not think that they can safely provide that food for the individual, we will contact them to let them know that ahead of time and then talk through what kind of arrangements need to be made there, if whether that's us providing some storage space, preparation space, whatever it might be. Well, not prep space. Gamble, you guys do that in the campsite. But whatever you might need to do, we'll work through that with you if it is a case that is just that severe. All right. Hopefully, all of you are familiar with the Scouting America annual health and medical record that you see on the screen there. Couple notes: this is a required form for everyone attending camp. So if someone is even just staying one day, they still have to have the form filled out and completed. If it's someone that is going to be there under 72 hours, then they only need parts A and B. If they're going to be there more than 72 hours, then it is all three parts A, B, and C. A being that informed consent and permissions, B is the health history, and C is the actual physician's exam. The form needs to be updated and then that physician's exam current within the last 12 months. As an example for that, it's good until the last day, 12 months after it's held. So if they had their physical on June 15th, 2025, that's good until the end of June 2026. So just know that it's always to the end, the last day of the month, a year after the physical was done. It's very, very helpful if you are collecting these well in advance of summer camp and looking over them, making sure that they are complete. So it'll help save time on your check-in day and alleviate any problems of us trying to get a hold of parents who sometimes go on vacation as soon as they send the kid away with you. Sometimes they're gone. So we want to make sure that you're checking those for completion and accuracy. There are several little boxes on there that often get overlooked, especially when talking about allergies. Even the little box on the front page under that blue box where it says no restrictions, that one's often missed. So just make sure you're looking over those and have them on the actual Scouting America form. It can't be like a school physical attached to it. They just national standards state that it is on this form. Then the other form that we'll be asking for again this year is the parental release form. Again, required for any youth, so anyone under the age of 18 that's attending. You can collect these at any time. It's just a lot of activities within scouting require that there's a permission slip completed for the scout to participate in that activity. This one will cover anything that they may do at summer camp with us. So you'll turn those in during check-in. Again, you could do this at your next meeting next week and have them all done and just filed away and then bring them to camp with you. Nothing that has to wait until right before you're arriving. Last thing I think I have to mention before I stop talking and people cheer is give you the information about pre-camp swim tests. It is strongly encouraged that you complete a pre-camp swim check. That way, it just helps speed up your check-in process at camp. To do that, you utilize the scouting unit swim classification record, and that form is where that QR code on the screen takes you, and it's also on the attachments page for registration. This form will walk you through the steps of what it takes to complete the swim test. It'll tell you what the distances are, etc., how the test has to be performed. It also will give you a spot to list out each scout and then their swim ability. This does need to be conducted for summer camp purposes by a qualified lifeguard or an adult who has completed the swimming and water rescue training through Scouting America. So those are the two kind of certifications it takes to be able to certify that. But again, it can really help with your check-in process and speed things up. So, quick question that I'll answer just to reiterate, and I may not have said this once everyone had joined. So, we will share a video recording of this webinar tonight. We'll put it online in a few different spots, and we'll email out the link, and then we will upload the slide deck as well to that attachments page so that you all have access to it and can view it after tonight. That way, if you have other leaders you want to share it with, anyone else that might or you want to recap any of the information, you'll have it all ready to go. So with that, I get to stop talking and I get to turn it over to the people you really want to hear from when it's talking about whatever camp specific things that they really want to talk about tonight and share with you all as we've been preparing for camp. So I'll turn it over to Brian and Adam.
Hey, everybody. Adam, were you going to talk about check-in or was I going to talk about it?
Oh, I can talk about it. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
So for check-in on Sunday when you arrive, uh, we ask that you don't arrive prior to 12:30. And then at 1 o'clock will be when our staff come to your campsite. That's also 1 o'clock in the afternoons when you want to send that adult to the camp office to do the check-in with the camp. So important reminders there is to have them bring your patrol count, so your patrol name for each patrol, as well as how many people in the patrol. It speeds it up quite a bit if you have a printout of that ready just to hand to the business manager in the office, so they can check with the numbers that we have. And as well, we want to bring any of your dietary restrictions. Once again, a printout will speed that up so he can check to make sure that we have it. That's separate from filling out that form multiple weeks prior. It's just so we can check that we have it in our system. And then medical rechecks will happen on your campsite with your troop counselor, and then your swim test and your commissary orientation, not the dining hall, as well as a camp tour with your troop counselor. Uh,
Sorry, my fault. I forgot to change that to commissary for you guys.
Brian, is there anything you want to add?
No, I think that's good.
All right, moving on to some camp program. So first, merit badges. If you haven't been, we have morning and afternoon merit badge sessions. So from 9 to noon, as well as from 2 to 5. We have anywhere from 1 hour merit badges to an hour and a half merit badges that you can sign up for. Um, and then we also do offer Friday badges. So that is Friday, uh, different sessions. Those are more workshops that you will come with prereqs already done, and you can work with the counselor to get that signed off. So that's for merit badges like cooking, camping, emergency preparedness, the merit badges that have a lot of prep work. So you can get that signed off. And then also Friday, both in the morning and the afternoon, um, you can do a merit badge makeup. So if you aren't able to finish it during the week, Monday through Thursday, of those regular badges, you can go finish it on Friday. Wayfinder program. So that is our first year program that does rank advancement. So we have different morning sessions for both Scout and Tenderfoot rank advancement, as well as second class and first class. Where that is, we have counselors that will teach the requirements, but the Wayfinder staff does not sign off on the requirements. At the end of the week, you will get a piece of paper saying what type of requirements that we did or which requirements, and then that's up to you to determine how you want to sign off for your troop. Apex. Apex is our older scouts program, which is in the afternoon only for Monday through Thursday. And then we have the climbing merit badge that is Friday all day over at the Rocks. There is also for the climbing merit badge a session, which I'll talk about in a little bit on Tuesday night for the older scouts to sign up for. So each day we have things like cowboy action. They go to do a high ropes course, sporting arrows. Just like signing up for a merit badge, you can sign up for these different activities that happen every afternoon. Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, that's great. Just picking up on Apex there where Adam left off. If you have scouts signing up for Apex programs, you might have them think through whether or not they intend to take all of the different Apex programs or if they just want to pick a la carte. If they choose to go to just one afternoon Apex program, then they're probably fine to take afternoon merit badges as well and expect to be able to complete them because we can handle making up one class. If they're going to miss more than one class, then that's fine for them to keep taking those merit badges, but they should probably plan on not completing the merit badge that afternoon. Just a good thing to flag for them. Moving on to family night. On Thursdays, we invite our guests to come down and visit the scouts they've been missing. Guests are allowed to arrive anytime after 5 p.m. We don't want them to come earlier than that because we have program going and we want to be there to greet you. So please ask your families to come at 5 p.m. and then they can visit the campsite and see their scouts. And then at 8 p.m., we invite them to the family campfire, which is down at the Gamble waterfront with the OA call-out ceremony to follow. If you have any guests who are coming down who might have some trouble making it from the parking lot to the campsite, we do offer a luxurious ATV ride in the Gamble Uber or Goober. And you don't have to sign up for that ahead of time. You can just let the parking attendant know that someone needs some assistance, and they will radio for the vehicle to come and escort them to their campsite. At that time, they can tell the driver if they plan to leave and go directly back to the parking lot, or if they'd like to go down to the family campfire and the OA ceremony. And of course, we can drive them back to the parking lot after that as well. So that's family night. Moving on, we have real quick before I jump into all of these awesome programs, I want to talk about the program form. 2 to 3 weeks before your troop comes down to camp, you will get an email, and that'll go to whichever email address registered your unit for camp. And there's going to be a survey, which is this program form for you to fill out what equipment you might need, patrol counts for how many scouts are in each patrol for their meals at the commissary. It'll also have some of these program items like Huck's Cove and out and about and overnight options for you to fill out. There's all sorts of important stuff in that program form. So if somebody from your unit signed up for summer camp, like say your committee chair fills out the application, but they're not coming down to summer camp, you might want to reach out to them and just make sure that you're the one who sees that program form so that you can fill in all the good information that help us serve you as well as possible. Because of course, we're going to do everything we can to meet your needs, but it's much easier to accommodate if we know about things a week or two in advance instead of that Sunday as soon as you're arriving. So definitely keep an eye out for that and don't be afraid to reach out if you can't find that program form and you want to make sure that we know all the fun you want to have. So then moving on to open program, our slide here says open swimming and open boating, but we have even more than that. In the Wayfinder area this summer, we're going to have open games in the afternoon from 2 to 5. There will be featured games and just fun things that are focused especially on younger scouts to do with their free time in the afternoons. In the aquatics area, we will have that free swim and open boating, which will be from 3 to 5 p.m. We also have open program in the STEM area, which is going to be available from 3 to 5 p.m., where you can go and play with all the various tech toys, or some play a game of chess, or otherwise hang out and vibe with the STEM guys. We also have range and target activities have open sessions in the afternoon. Those will be from 3:30 to 5. And your choices there are rifle shooting, archery, or shotgun shooting. There's no additional cost for rifle and archery. I believe it is $10 for 10 shots to the shotgun range. And that is all a lot of good fun and a good opportunity to practice all your skills in all those different areas. Huck's Cove is up next, everybody's favorite time of the week. That is our water park. They have water slides on one side of the cove, and on the other side is our rustic side with a zip line, rope swings, volleyball, monkey bars. That'll be offered in the afternoons, Monday through Thursday. And the way that you get to go to Huck's Cove is filling out that program form to let us know your preferred days and times so that we can get you a spot in there. If you do not fill out the program form in advance, it might be tricky to get you in there, but we will do our best. Look for the program form. We will confirm your time at check-in, so you will know when you arrive which time slot that you received for Huck's Cove. If you want to get the maximum amount of time at Huck's Cove possible, we actually recommend that you choose to drive over to Huck's Cove to max out that time, unless you really enjoy the pontoon boat experience, which is also quite nice. We do offer a pontoon boat ride that can take up to 20 people on the boat, and we ask that you arrive 20 minutes before the hour to get onto the boat and get the safety spiel and your life jacket on to head over to Huck's Cove. Moving on to the out and about, that is a part of our canoeing program. You'll also sign up for this by ranking your preferred day and time on the program form. And what will happen is a counselor will come and meet you at your campsite at about 6:45, and they'll escort you down to the waterfront to help your troop get life jackets and paddles and boats. And then we try to get you on the water by 7:15, and you can be out on the water enjoying some canoeing around on the beautiful Nims Lake from 7:15 to dusk when you need to be off the water. If your group is looking for a an out and about experience where you travel far across the lake and see the various beautiful coves, then we do ask that you not swamp the boats. But if you would prefer to splash around in swamp boats and practice unswamping boats, we can also accommodate that. We just ask that you let us know ahead of time so that we can make that program safe for you. And then going from there, we have the option of lengthening that even further. If you would like to go out to an overnight camp out under the stars, or maybe you would like to practice your wilderness survival merit badge, building shelters and such. You can take those canoes on out with your counselor to find a primitive campsite and spend the night. You'll still need to make sure your boats are off the water before dusk, of course, and then you are off to the races, having a nice time on your little campsite. We will make sure that you get back to Camp Gamble in time to rack your gear and get to Food Pass Out for breakfast the next morning. Next, we have evening programs. I'm gonna throw it back to Adam.
Yeah, so for evening programs, it's a little bit different this year. It's not as much, it's more packed in so you don't miss anything. But evening programs generally 7:15 p.m. to around 8:30. So most of the program areas will have a specific night where they'll throw a evening program. So you can check out what night they are on the program guide where Matt showed earlier. But for Monday night, we have like our scout craft area where you can get things branded. There'll be some fire building, knot tying competitions. And then also our RADA area will have axe and knife throwing for the scouts to participate in. On Tuesday night, our nature area will do the fish fry for the fishing merit badge. So if you have any scouts in the fishing merit badge, they'll want to go to that to complete that requirement. As well as STEM will have an open STEM pavilion with different games, some 3D printing, drone flying and any of their merit badge type things they'll have. As well as Tuesday night, if you have any scouts in that Apex program signed up for the climbing merit badge, there'll be a session at the North Star Pavilion where they'll just go over a lot of the requirements so they don't waste time on Friday at the rocks doing all the talking requirements. And then on Wednesday, we'll have our water carnival. Um, so this year's theme will be the Olympics theme. So feel free to have scouts wear Hawaiian shirts, or if they have any Olympic themed gear they want to bring to wear that night. And then we'll end that night with the Scoutmaster belly flop, like always.
Everybody loves the Scoutmaster belly flop. Moving on to the exciting category of other. I'm very excited that we are really focusing on doing fun things for adult leaders in camp this summer. Last year, we revolutionized introduction to outdoor leadership skills training, and everybody really seemed to enjoy that class. So we are going to continue doing that. That'll meet in the Scoutcraft area at 10 a.m. for leaders who would like to get their little trained patch. They'll learn all the basic skills that you need to help your scouts advance in rank to first class. And then after that, at 11 a.m., we're going to have an advanced topic session where we can continue to work on skills that leaders indicate they're interested in. If you want a little more time in the axe yard, or if you want to practice your orienteering skills, or maybe we just want to host a group conversation about who's going to Philmont later this summer, who wants to talk about their gear. We're going to have one of our commissioners hosting an event for you in the morning right after IOLS. Then, after lunch at 2 p.m. in the Scoutcraft area, we're going to be offering pioneering training, which will help your adult leaders qualify to rent out the pioneering kits that are available at Beaumont and at Camp Llewellyn, so that you can confidently lead your troop in pioneering programs, which are super cool. Pioneering is the Apex Scout skill. Also on Wednesday afternoons, we offer position-specific training, which is over at Leadership Hall next to Famous Eagle. That happens from 1:30 to 4 on Wednesdays. And those are some of those same trainings you can take online to learn about how to be a Scoutmaster, committee member, or merit badge counselor, etc. But some people prefer a more hands-on experience and talking to a human being. So we offer that as well. Very excited to hear from you about what kind of enjoyable adult leader things you like to do so we can make this a fun time for you too, because we want you to feel like you're on vacation. Moving on from that, I'm going to go to the questions here. The schedule for youth showers. Our south side showers are actually already individual stalls, so we don't require a schedule for that because it's very easy to maintain safety and compliance by using those in a normal manner. We will talk during the week about schedules for helping maintain the shower area, which will include your campsite's turn of cleaning, as well as adult leaders being responsible for providing adult leadership in that space. As sometimes at the end of the night there can be some tomfoolery around the showers if we don't keep an eye on things. So you'll help us partner with that. There is on the north side, we have a gang shower. It's more of an open situation, so that would be something we would need to schedule. Some troops do prefer to use that, and we just have that conversation that week at camp. And during our adult leader meeting, we just talk about who wants to use it and there's generally not too much competition. So you'll probably get your pick of the times if that's your preference. And everyone's good at supporting that situation, making sure an adult leader is standing outside of that shower as well to keep everything safe. And then we talked about tents earlier. Equipment needs are going to be on that program form. So if you have a certain need number of cots or patrol boxes or stoves or other things you need, all those numbers, we're going to know that we have enough things for you when you fill out that program form. And then Matt's going to answer the rest of that question. The IOLS training, that's Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills, will be offered Monday through Thursday. If you come Monday through Thursday, then you will have covered the base requirements if you participate, and you should receive a fancy certificate saying that you have completed IOLS training. And if you miss a class for some reason because you're doing something else fun, then you should just go find the commissioner and see what you missed, and it'll catch you up.
Perfect.
Um, That's all the questions I see right now. Feel free to keep getting those in if you have any more questions for us.
Yeah, I have one that's leading because I should have thought about it
Oh,
earlier. Can you
great.
kind of just run through real quick while people may be typing other questions, kind of how food pass out works throughout the week for the troops for the camps for the cooking in the campsite?
Absolutely. Um, if you've never been to a patrol cooking summer camp before, you were in for a treat. It is what makes Gamble so special. All of your scouts are going to get so good at working together and doing teamwork and getting their meals done. You will watch them transform throughout the week. It is awe-inspiring. The way that that works is that each patrol is going to send a couple of scouts or adult leaders, if that's their patrol, down to the commissary in the central area. Food pickup times are at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 5:30 p.m. before each meal. And you'll go down there, you'll get into a line, you'll tell them how many people are in your patrol, and your troop number and your campsite. And they will give you the food along with some instructions on how to prepare it, so that you can inventory everything, take it back to your campsite, and prepare your food.
Great. Thank you for that, Brian. Um, Question on dropping off trailers early, like 10 or 11. So I ask that if you do need to do that, that you work through Brian and make some arrangements there. The reason that we ask for the 12:30 is that is our staff is not on duty yet. They are trying to fit in their typically less than 24 hours off in between sessions. And they're actually needing to get there, and we have lunch early as an entire ranch staff, and then try to get everyone to the camps and ready to greet everyone by 12:30. If you have a specific need, just work through the camp director so that they're aware of it, because there are sometimes individuals there early that can be there to help make sure that you get to the right spot, etc. Just on individual basis if it is a need to be able to do that.
Yeah, the purpose to those restrictions are that we want to provide the best possible quality customer service. So if you have additional needs, absolutely just reach out about anything and we can figure out whatever accommodations will work for you.
Food.
Hux Co. Oh, did you want to do Hux Cove?
Yeah, I
Go
was
for
going
it,
to do
Adam.
Hux. To
You
answer
can
the
go on.
Hux Code question, you will get on the program form, you'll have the opportunity, you'll get a 1 hour time slot. So like Brian said, if you fill that out early, we can try to get you in when it works best. The time slots that are offered are all in the afternoon, so from 2 to 5, all in 1 hour increments. And like you said, driving over there will make sure you get the full amount of time, but also there will be an option for the pontoon.
Yep. And if we have a lighter week, by chance, the time that you're there, we may be able to open up some additional times, but that will be very dependent on how busy it everything is there at the ranch. Just there's a lot going on, a lot of people trying to get into that area.
That won't happen because we're jam-packed. There
Yeah,
is no
you
lighter
guys are, but
week.
not
We're
everyone is.
killing
So
it.
it may
Oh,
work out. So
yeah. You
yeah,
can you can wish in your hearts, but everybody
yes.
wants to go to Hux Cove. It's fun.
To answer Ted's question here, so the rule on the health forms is it needs to be Part C, actually on that Part C. There should not be any exceptions to that. If I'll make sure that that's not kind of how that's spelled out, because they need to be on that form. That's what we are certifying with our national organization. That's what we collect. That's what we meet standard wise to be able to make sure that we are an accredited camp. And it just make sure that it's the right information that we're really looking for. That can be, I mean, hopefully they whoever is doing that doctor's visit, I know a lot do the sports physicals, but maybe they would be willing to quickly sign that form as well. It's all dependent a little bit upon what the doctor will do, I know, but yeah, it does need to be on that Part C form and not just another physical form attached to it. Let's see. So someone's interested in maybe leaving for part of the day or evening and check back in. You guys want to explain the process for that at Gamble?
Go for it, Adam.
Yeah, so if it's a leader that needs to leave for just part of the day, as long as there's still the two deep leadership needed at your campsite, they can run into town. That's not a problem. You don't really need to notify us as long as your other leaders in your troop do need know that. But if it is a scout leaving for the day, there will be a sign out and sign in sheet outside the office, or if the office is open, it'll be inside the office for the leader to come up and sign them out.
All right, great.
All right, we're starting some food questions
Yep.
here. The patrols do cook their meals every day. The exceptions to that are Sunday for on check-in day. You're very busy checking in, so the staff will serve a prepared meal for you Sunday night. So we'll all meet in the parade field, and then we will have some announcements and eat food right there out all together as a camp. And then otherwise, yes, generally speaking, unless your unit has a different plan, your patrols are going to be cooking their meals every day, getting awesome at cooking meals. Hey, Matt, do you know the PB&J answer?
Actually, see, I was gonna lean on you guys a little bit. What have they
Right.
been
And
sending over to you guys? Any of that?
that's one of those things that is available in the dining hall. So theoretically, it is possible for us to get it over at Camp Gamble. Um, w- I think I think that would be tricky for patrol sites in particular to be offered those resources. Though, as I said, we look to please in all circumstances. So definitely happy to have a discussion with you about what we can do. Another good thing to do is just if you know that you have picky eaters or people with particular dietary needs that are just that are a little risky to depend on other people to make sure that that's um, that's the safest situation. Some allergies are just extreme, and you might decide that you just want to make sure that you're taking care of that yourselves. And there are Walmarts right up the road, so that you can make sure that you have all of the extra supplies that you need on your campsite. Often guests do bring dinner on Thursday family night. Again, that is up to you if you want to encourage your unit's guests to bring down food. I would recommend you do. That's a fun thing. And you do have the option to opt out of picking up dinner from the commissary on Thursday night if that is the case. I believe that'll be another question on your program form.
All right. We'll see if any others trickle in. They usually do as soon as I say we're out of questions in the queue here. I do want to just take a quick moment while you may be typing another question or two to thank you all for participating tonight, for joining us and helping to get ready for summer camp for all of your scouts. As Brian has said, that we are here to serve you all as leaders and as units and scouts and all of that. That is why we exist. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to meet your needs while you're at one of our camps. Brian and Adam will definitely be taking good care of you at Camp Gamble. And then the rest of the staff there at the ranch are ready to pitch in to help make that happen, however they can. So class fees do not need to be done to catch that early bird discount. That the class fees don't weigh into that. It's just looking at that fee itself. So if you run into any issues with the system acting a little wonky at that point, let us know. But it's just looking at the fee itself that it's wanting to make sure is taken care of, and not those additional class fees that might be on some of the badges.
These are all good questions.
They are. This is like my favorite part of this because it
Mhm.
makes one, it tells me, oh, hey, they're actually preparing, yay. And two, it tells us, that you're paying attention with us and really wanting to make sure that the experience is great for all your scouts. I love having any of that. I had to scroll back and see what that last one was that popped in and out really quickly because I didn't see it when it was live.
Mhm. We are being described in one of the questions as buttoned up, which
Well,
I think is fair. It's difficult to be so excited and stay inside this little box.
right.
Usually we would work the room a little bit more, but we can't have you turning on your cameras because Matt gets very distracted if you're making
Yeah,
faces.
it's a
So
problem. It
yeah,
really is. It's
yeah.
I struggle with just seeing Adam and
Now,
Brian. So yeah,
now as far as being buttoned up, this is the legitimate Adam Wilson. This is what you're gonna get. So
it's
just
true.
just be
Okay.
ready for the chill program vibe. Talking about there's a bicycles question. Facilities are not far from each other in camp. You can easily walk around camp to get from place to place. If you would like to bring a bicycle, you may, but you definitely need to have a helmet in order to abide by the Guide to Safe Scouting. And the areas that we would have you ride would be on the roads, not on the trails, because we don't want Timmy Tenderfoot to get hit by a bike. But if you have folks who want to bring a bike, certainly just go chat with the commissioners or myself or Adam when you arrive, and we will point you to the safe place to go and ride your bike.
Yep. And the old camp director side of me is going, it's not just have a helmet, it is also wear it properly.
That's right.
Just
Right.
not just sling it over the handlebars and
That's
go
why
on.
that's why
So,
you're in charge of policy. Good job.
all right. Well, we there we go. Oh, good. That was just an answer. All right. I like it. Um Again, we're not going to rush you off of here. We'll keep an eye on the questions if any others pop in. But again, if you think of anything after tonight, feel free to reach out to us. That's again, while we're here, we want to answer all the questions that we can. So feel free to email us. You can also reach out to any of our council service centers, and they can route you to the right person on our council staff to help you out. Or if you forget all of that and want to just reach out to our general help desk for Greater St. Louis Area Council. You can do that. That is help@stlbsa.org. And that will route in some cases to me, other cases, some of our support staff. It just kind of depends on the question but we just strive to answer all of those as quickly as we can. So lots of resources for you to get your questions answered after tonight as well. Again, be on the lookout for this recording to get posted sometime tomorrow. And then we will send out an email, much like we did for the RSVP for the leader meetings. We'll send out an email with the link for the recording so you can access it and share it around with your other leaders. Haven't seen another question pop in for a little bit, and the number of participants has dropped by about five. So they're done.
Ooh.
They're getting done with us. I think we are probably safe to again say thank you. I want to say thank you again to Brian and Adam for all of their hard work that they've done so far in preparing for the summer and all that it will take to make Camp Gamble the place you want to be again this summer. So with that, we will say goodnight and look forward to seeing you all this summer.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Adam. Have a good one.
Thank you.